on that somehow the time for the live session was, I don't even know how it could have possibly gone to the date that it's at, December 31st, 1969. So I'm not, that is really interesting. I'm gonna have to look up that date now and see the importance throughout history. So thank you so much for those of you who are here on time despite the goofiness of the live session set time. So I'm so grateful to have you here with me. And I thought we could start with the Kubera Mudra. For those of you who are not familiar, this is the Kubera Mudra, and we're going to place our hands, hello, hello, facing downward and hold them kind of in the sacral area. And while we're doing this, having our hands in the Kubera Mudra, um, it will help to clear our energy. It'll bring in vital life force energy on the inhale, and on the exhale, we will release what we don't need, and the energy, it's very grounding, and it's also sending the energy that we don't need down into the earth. And we've already got a group of angels and guides surrounding us. And you may even feel a shift in the energy around you. Let's call all of our energy and all of our power into this present moment. All of our energy, all of our power, and all of us, our wholeness and our wounded aspects, bringing everything into the sacred circle today. Oh, I'm so happy to have you here with me. This is perfect. Just exactly everyone who's meant to be here lining up despite the funny time. It is not December 31st, 1969 at 6 p.m. uh, um, okay, so we have got Archangel Gabriel, who is so strong with us right now. And you may also feel his divine complement, Hope, is here with us. Now, in the 7 rays, it's their day of the week that started this new year. And what this means for us means a lot of different things. We are being called collectively to go back to the basics. Go back to the basics in our self-care. Go back to the basics in our spiritual healing techniques. Thank you so much. This was a gift from this crystal. Sorry, I want to make a mention here. Vanessa Baba. Isn't this wonderful? It's a rose quartz, like orified. Okay, so what this means for us. So this is a time where we're all being really challenged on a collective level with our feelings of safety and security, health, and this is a time where we really need to love ourselves. Always we need to love ourselves, but we really need to go back to those basics. Like Louise Hay would say, everything can be healed through self-love. also going back to the basic ideas, like when you first, if you can kind of take yourself back to your, when you first started awakening, what were the tools? Because I know a lot of you are have been on the spiritual path for a long time. Some of you are newer, and that's great too, that will connect with this. But for those of us who've been on the spiritual path for a long time, the practices are going to have the most potent healing for us right now are a lot of the things that we first started with. And so, for my example, and I think Franny too. Oh, thank you so much, the Thor kitty. You know, I'm serious with this huge crystal and my Thor kitty shirt. Okay. um, so, what this is really all about for us is these things, like for myself and Franny too, like Qigong was one of the first practices that we connected with, and going back to these. And even if a lot of you are healers, start kind of going back, revisiting some of the first attunements that you received, some of the first healing modalities that you connected with. There's a lot of power there that we haven't received. And it's some of the most simple practices right now, they're going to be the most powerful. And that's really true always. But it's really important to think about this now, because this is a time where, okay, what have I been, where have I been falling short of my self-care? Whether it's like I was thinking like, gosh, it's been a really long time since I've dry brushed. Or maybe you're thinking, gosh, my teeth, I could be taking better care of those. Whatever it is, these things are really important right now for our overall health and wellness. So keep it simple. Couldn't be you know, more pertinent than it is right now. And, as far as like the mechanics of the human energy field, we really need to get back, excuse me, to the basics of strengthening our energy field, because these are really intense times. And for those of us that are intuitive, that are sensitive, are empaths, we feel not only our own fears, but we feel the fears of others. So we need a really strong energy field to remain in our core, remain aligned in our core during these times. And here's another piece to that. The one of the pieces of information that came through recently, and I'm going to try to give this into words, and it was a vision that I got, but all of us have a sacred sanctuary within us, a sacred space. So we must go in on a regular basis to stay sane. I remember somebody saying to me once, wow, how do you keep up with all of your spiritual practices and your meditation? And I said, to stay sane. If I didn't, I do it out of necessity, because if I didn't do those things, you know, I would really be in la la land. So, and not in the good way. Now, here's the piece to this that I wanted to share right now. The way that angels and the masters and the guides showed it to me is that, okay, let's say this cave, just imagine this cave within you. And then we want you to imagine just like a crystal cavern, maybe if you've ever been in a crystal cave and you have to go down the crystal cave. Think about going down 2 more levels deeper into the sanctuary. We all need to go down 2 levels deeper into the sanctuary so that we can actually find the sanctuary from the the outer layers. We need to go deeper, or we're not going to recharge the way that we want to. We're not going to be separate. We need a little bit of separation from what's the surface level, if you will. So that's one of the activations we're going to receive today, is going even deeper within the cave, so that we really are getting that sanctuary that our soul needs on a regular, that our body, mind, soul need on a regular basis. And Going back to some of the basic things that we need to do, I thought it was really interesting. Gabriel had said, he said, use your body to get out of your mind instead of using your mind to get out of your body. So we're getting ungrounded, because our mind will take us out of the body. We'll be worried about the past, or maybe we're worried about the future or have regrets. We're not present. But if we use our body so we get more into movement and just the basic mechanics of things, we will be present, and we'll be able to clear our energy so much easily and stay in our strength. So thank you, Gabriel, for that message. So again, use our body to get out of our mind instead of our minds to get out of our body, which is it's usually working, the way it's usually working for us. And we have, and I know that a lot of you have been working with her too, just from the calls that I've had. But Louise Hay she is an ascended master, and she is really strong with us right now with our collective, and she's going to give us an activation today. I'm so excited because we know that what we think is, what really so interconnected with what we're getting. And I love that. Slap yourself from time to time. Absolutely. So, we were getting, off course, and really all these activities are going to help us stay in and focused. And we can't do it from the mind space, but we need to cleanse our minds. But so even Louise Hay would tell us, get into that body, because our mind will lose us. We will get lost in our minds. And you're going to make your way back out, but the energy is so strong. You came here now because the people that are here and watching this recording, you came here to uplift humanity. So now is the time where everyone hurts more when we're not in our core. They suffer because you came here to hold the light, to be an anchor. And so the more that you stay on course, the more that the people around you are going to benefit from that. So that's why, we'll always make it back. But the spirit of lavender, the lavender flower, is so strong. And that's one of the basics that we overlook. I mean, I use it constantly because I like to keep things simple in my life. But lavender, its core essence is to heal with joy, where I love hyssop. But not everybody might like hyssop or like clary sage, where like it's a cleaning, but you may feel like it's not the best smell that you've had in the world. But lavender is loved. Yeah, yeah. Oh, Athena, me too. Just my favorite. Frankincense too. Yes. So, we want your angels and guides want you to heal more through joy. It's got to be easier for you because most of us are taking on more. We're doing more help, more assistance. Yes, Sherry, lavender daily. I totally agree. And yeah, it's just all of these things. We're being called to step up our game, and also at the same time bring greater joy, which is the other half of this piece. Is this year is all about nurturing ourselves, feeling held, feeling loved, feeling supported. And it's so important. We can't be of assistance if we're not um, feeling nurtured and nourished. And that's another thing that I want to just make mention of. I've seen so many amazing people lately feeling so burnt out. Um, and it's because it was such an intense year. And again, that's why they're calling us to focus on ourselves and really, like, I can't remember the name of the author, but and I didn't read the book, but the title came into my head the other day, Radical Self-Care. That's what we're really called to do right now. It is radical. And just to go back to kind of going back to the basics as far as healing. Now, some of us have been on the healing path for quite a long time, but even if you go back to 2012 and some of the things that were on your mind then, they may be very, on the surface right now. So going back to those basics, and Franny put on Spring Forest Qigong, and that's exactly, yep, we learned with Master Lin, and he is one of the main people that will tell you, people that get into the level 4 classes, he says, yeah, this is cool and all, but go back to level 1. That's where everything you need is in level 1. And when things get so crazy, you need your toolkit easy. It needs to be accessible. It needs to be there, and something that you can easily, you know, jump into, So, I love that. Cross stitching. Yes. Whatever those things are that you do, whatever the practices are going to be different for all of us, but we want to have those available. And um, let's take a moment now and just think about when you first started your awakening and some of the blessings that came in to your life at that time, into your energy field, and some of the upgrades you received. Your angels and guides are coming in now and boosting your system. Some of the activations that you received are rising to the surface. And for some of us are even being reinitiated right now. It's kind of like we're getting reattuned. So let's hold ourselves in a way that really is open to receiving this activation. So rolling our shoulders back, keeping our heads relatively straight, our hands facing up. If we can, our feet on the ground. Because a lot of the activations that you received during your first awakening, you're actually more capable of receiving the full benefits right here and right now. So just know there's new facets to this, and you may feel some parts of your energy field are really opening right now. To receive those gifts. Maybe your heart couldn't receive it before, now it can. Just notice, gently observe what's happening. So, collectively, our group, I'm feeling that a lot of our awakenings at one point or another, Archangel Michael was called in because his energy just came in larger than life for each one of us. He's standing behind us with his sword, and he's actually walking in to our energy fields. I just want you to just thank you to your angels and guides for grounding you right now as Michael steps into your energy field. Just relax on an even deeper level. Sigh of relief as we exhale. He's reminding us all that we're the hero that we've been looking for. So he's activating our inner hero, our courage, the strength that we need to protect ourselves We don't need saving anyhow, but to protect ourselves, to honor ourselves. Feel that in the crown and the central channel. Many different areas of your system are going to begin lighting up. And Michael is cutting the cords for us. He says there's we get, it's so easy to slip into um behaviors or practices that might, like, it's kind of self-sabotage behavior where, oh, I know if I do this it might bring my energy down a little bit, but we end up falling into those experiences anyways. He's helping to cut the cords to those patterns. He says because typically when our energy gets a negative hit, it's because we've put ourselves unknowingly, but put ourselves in harm's way. Whether it's picking up that phone call when we know we really need to be in the cave or whatever it is. Okay, Michael's also, now that he's cleared that out, he's continuing to clear for some of us. He's lighting the fire of passion within us for our purpose and for life. And he may be highlighting tasks or experiences that we can set aside and where we really want to focus our energies instead. So I'm going to give you a moment, just a heart to heart with Michael. One of the messages that came through for our collective is Archangel Michael said, "To thyself be true." And he said, for those of us who've had trauma in our past, we tend to want to please others because, especially, think of as children or anytime you've been in those type of situations, you want to make people be happy so that you're safe. Otherwise, you're afraid you're going to get attacked if people are not happy with you. And he said he's clearing our kidneys right now from some of those core fears because that can block us then from honoring what our sacral's trying to tell us. Like, oh, that doesn't feel good. Don't do it. Don't give there. Don't, you need to reserve your energies. And we do things anyways because we're at the core level. We can even be terrified of, um, disappointing someone else. So let's take a nice deep breath for Michael as he cleanses through our kidneys. And let us just reassure our inner child that the true way to maintain safety is to trust your own being and know when to, reserve your energies. How are you guys feeling with this? Michael, cleansing. I feel like he's creating some vulnerability, like he's helping us soften our energy field so that we can receive even more. Thank you, Michael. Thank you. Yeah, that's beautiful. Now, Archangel Gabriel and Hope are coming in, and one of the messages that they have, so Gabriel, the messenger angel, he says that our mental bodies and our so the thoughts that we're thinking that are radiating out into the world, so the mental bodies in a mix along with the words that we speak, they are messages, they are signals we are sending out to the universe, and they're going to help us to cleanse, because we know that there's some of those messages that we're sending that they're not in alignment with our heart's true desires or our divine plan necessarily. So Archangel Gabriel and Hope are bringing in a river of light, or you can think of it as a waterfall of light over us. And this is going to cleanse away some of the messages that we're sending out to the universe that are causing struggle, or in some way bringing things into our experience that are not necessary and unwanted. Okay. So we've got a lot of different healing happening simultaneously, because Michael is still working with us, and his divine complement, Angel Faith, is working at the back of our hearts where we have those should do's, should be's that are not in alignment with our heart's true desires or what we came here to do. So she's clearing out at the heart. So you may be feeling some back heart cleansing as Michael and Gabriel are working together to clear and Hope are clearing the mental bodies, our mental bodies, and the throat chakra. So we're getting a cleansing of our language, internal and external. Thank you, divine guardians, for cleansing the patterns of speech, the words that are in opposition of our divine essence and are wreaking havoc in our human experience. Wow. some of the language that we're releasing right now is language of resistance. And some of that can be, which is so natural to the human form, um, but complaints. We have a right to, express what we don't want and what we are wanting, but it's more of that hyper focus. So we have an animal spirit, and you know me, I've got a representation of the buffalo. I've actually got a couple representations of buffalo here. Buffalo arrowhead and buffalo plushie here. We're going to receive an attunement from the buffalo now. This is particularly for our mental body. So think about, they were talking about going back to the basics. Attitude of gratitude is a basic that we can easily overlook, and it's one of the most powerful things that we can do to bring more joy and peace into our life. So feel the spirit of the buffalo blessing your mental body and your entire being, the mind space, with the thoughts of gratitude, focus of gratitude. Let us become people who naturally, easily, and effortlessly focus on the good in our lives without denying what is. Oh, I can feel a lot of brain activity. I feel a lot in the frontal lobe right now, in the and the back of the head. Okay, it's starting to move all over. And beloved Louise Hay is with us, and you're going to feel her place her hands on either side of your head. She will do a little bit of a compression there. So she will put a little bit of pressure there. And she may go front to back as well. Helping our minds attune to the divine mind. And helping us receive a higher set point for positive outlook and attitude. She's rebirthing us today. We have so many helpers. Beloved Kuan Yin has come in. She's pouring this liquid elixir of the violet ray upon us. And she's saying, and this is where Michael comes in. Michael was clearing some of those self-sabotaging behaviors. Well, one of them is perfectionism. And she says that, it's so beautiful to be conscious and to really work to be your best. Um, but she says we're way too hard on ourselves. So I just want you to imagine yourself, you're in a violet ray shower of light. You can go ahead and assist in the cleansing. If you feel any excess energy, you can kind of slough it off in this violet light energy. And it's also attuning you to compassion, mercy, understanding, kindness. The kinder we are to ourselves, the kinder the world will be to us. We've got so many, they're really packing this healing session in for us with so many gifts happening at once. But is Archangel Jophiel is with us, cleansing the mind. And you can see Jophiel, seeing your mind as a beautiful garden. Jophiel's, you get in there with Jophiel too, please. Uh, Feel free to do that and pull out any of the, I love weeds, but in this case, they're not helpful thoughts. So pull those cluttered thoughts out of the mind. As we continue receiving the upgrade of the divine mind. I'm going to ask for additional grounding for us. Thank you, beloved Gaia, who answered that call and placed a large aragonite crystal beneath us, and some amber as well, which is going to supercharge some of the cleansing. And that amber will go back down into the earth, into the fire layer when it's complete. But the aragonite may stay with you a little bit longer. Gabriel's wanting me to mention that in, attuning to more positive, language and mindsets, we're still human. And the angels in no way, our higher selves, all of the spirit beings that help us in no way are wanting us. In fact, they would, of course, want us to process our emotions. They would never want us to be in denial of our emotions. So journaling is really important right now. It's whether you do it digitally or you do it physically, processing those emotions. Because let's say, for example, one of the biggest things that we're facing, really always on our planet is that everything is an opportunity. All the experience that we have are an opportunity to learn and grow. But oftentimes we get into a place of resistance with that, where we're, angry. Why is this happening to me? You know, uh, or saying this isn't what I want. I wanted something else. And that those feelings are natural, so let them out, have a session where you really let out your frustration and anger, and then move on from there. It's when you stay in that place of resistance. Some of us on the earth plane stay in a place of resistance constantly, years, decades. So what we want to do though is really, we don't want to walk around pretending that everything's okay and dismiss everyone that's suffering. That's not compassion, of course, for ourselves or others. So have those journals, express yourself. And it's important to express yourself. It's wonderful to have friends and family that you can express yourself with, but there's things that our shame won't allow us to express, even to people that we feel really we love. So it's really important to have those places where you can vent, and no shame, all the words that honestly come up from your being, let it out. It needs its space, especially with everything that's going on. If you don't, it's going to mean overwhelmment in your solar plexus, which is the processing center, which means burnout, fatigue, and lots of anger and frustration building up in the system and bubbling over into our expression. So that's really key and important. Okay. Louise Hay, she's placing a gem. It's a very small gem-like crystal. Everybody's getting a different one. So I just want you to notice as it's going in. You might notice a specific color, maybe multicolored, but it's going into the center of the brain. And it's going to help to hold what it is. It's the knowledge and the wisdom of the let's say the laws of the universe, attuning our minds to the laws of the universe. And some of that would be considered pure positive thought. Okay. And what we're going to do is take a few deep breaths to allow that to settle in the mind. And Louise says, for some of us, we'll know, okay, this crystal, I saw this, it was a fire opal, let's say. And some of us, she said, don't try too hard to figure out what kind of crystal it is. She said that it may be something from Lumeria. And we don't mean like the Lumerian quartz crystals that we see here, but crystals that are not of this level. Okay. And our angels and guides are saying they're releasing that perfectionism. They said, don't worry about being perfect. Nobody wants you to be perfect. They want you to be you. Isn't that interesting? There's so many lies out there in the world, that are constantly making us think we need to be perfect, but people don't want human perfection because it's not real. They just want us to be who we are and our unique expression of the divine. And that's what will connect our true kindred spirits, our soul family to us is our authentic self. Not some mirage of perfection. The mirage of perfection's, only really gonna connect with the lower people that are more functioning in the lower chakra system. As you get elevated and you're connected with spirit, people know. Those people know. People that are tuned in know that it's a mirage. Oh, that's so cool. Yes. Louise Hay is really strong right now on our planet. That's so cool, CJ. Thank you. Okay, how are you guys feeling? 'Cause we're going to go to the next level of this. I'm going to take a quick drink. So we talked about this next piece being a deepening. Thank you, Sherry. A deepening into going deeper within our inner cave, our inner sanctuary. And we're going to experience that together now. And what we're going to do is we're going to place our hands, both hands, on top of the lower dantian region, the lower abdomen. It's our sacred treasure chest. And I want you to imagine that treasure chest opening up. And your spirit guide, one of your main spirit guides, is with you right now, as well as your monadic angel, the angel who's been with you since the birth of your soul. You can always call them in before you go into your inner cave if you're having trouble connecting with it. They will help to connect you. And inside your treasure chest, there's a rainbow bridge. This one's moving down deep inside your being. And first, we're going to go where your sanctuary set point is right now, going into that sacred inner dwelling, whatever that looks like for you. Feel it, know it, thank it for being there for you all these times in meditation and personal healing and breath work and all of your spiritual activities that have taken you to this space. We thank for all those. We're very grateful for all those experiences. And now a golden door appears. And we're going to go through that golden door, and the rainbow bridge extends on the other side. And we're going to go 2 levels deeper in to our sanctuary. And I want you to just notice what it feels like there. The outer world is much farther out of your consciousness in this space. And in this space, no matter what is happening outside, it's going to be easier to reconnect, to ground, and to cleanse yourself. What is inside this sanctuary for your soul? You can explore this space a bit. And while your original space is still available to you anytime you want to go inward, it's there, but you'll be able to go much deeper now, inside your own being, the inner universe. Notice what angels, guides, guardians, masters meet you there. They may invite you to sit or lie down, as you will now be receiving your own attunement. What do you need help with right now? Or is there a project you need a boost with? Or anywhere in your life you need divine intervention? Let your spirit helpers know what you need. Continue to soften your body, signaling that you are fully ready to receive this blessing. And it will also allow you to receive it to the highest capacity and integrate the attunement more easily. So we surrender ourselves to the divine light. Surrender ourselves to divine assistance. Our monadic angels placed a blanket of light around us to help to really seal all the attunements that we've received, seal it into our system. Wow. How is everybody feeling? We're going to start grounding our energies. Our spiritual healing teams are around us. Grounding and integrating, bringing us into harmony and balance. Harmony and balance. And we're going to leave the sacred sanctuary just to re-emerge into our physical body, re-emerge into this physicality. But know that now that you've been there, you can go there anytime. And you're going to feel an enhanced experience with your meditation and all the healing work that you're doing through that activation. Wow. So, wanted to mention a few things as they continue. Let's let our guides continue to kind of comb through our energies and bring us into balance and harmony. So as we leave here, we're really shining bright and feeling grounded and centered and feeling that balance of peaceful yet revitalized and energized at the same time. Thank you so much to everyone for coming to this session today. Thank you for your likes. Thank you for your shares, your love. So what I wanted to mention is Franny and I are going to be doing level 3 channeling course, and we're going to do it as a live Zoom course. So we've got a date, we've got dates for it. It's April 10th and 11th. And if you're interested and you haven't taken, we wanted to give people time. If you haven't taken, maybe you haven't taken level 1, maybe you haven't taken level 2, this will give you time to do those to catch up so you can join us for this live channeling level 3. And we've got a lot of different things in store for that course. A lot of it's building the human energy, building on the human energy field and the channeling aspects of our subtle body, the fine tuning of channeling in difficult energies. And also feel free, if you've taken the courses and you have specific things you'd like to see us do in level 3, message us. And also, Franny and I are going to be Franny's working on putting together some packages for us for healing. So for those who are feeling the times are intense, I'm going to need a few healings. She's going to put together some packages we're going to have on our quarantine page, our special page on our website. So you can check that out. I would say give us a week or so to get those going. But you can also message myself or Franny individually if you want to know more about the healing packages. So, and I will be back on YouTube. I know I'm so bad for the algorithm because I'm not here as super often. Like, nowadays on YouTube. Back in the day when I first started, I think 2013, 14. It's nothing like it is now. There's so many people saturating and uploading. So, anyways, sometimes I know some of you guys aren't even seeing things because you've really got to be on here regularly, but I'm going to be on a little bit more. The first of the year, I was doing the 21-day healing activations. So I had like no time to do anything else really other than that and the sessions that I was doing. But I love you all. Thank you so much for sharing this time and space with me. And I will be back here on YouTube. Thanks for your like. Thank you for your support. Thank you for sharing. Oh, yay. Yes, so I love you all. And we'll be back soon. Okay, take care, everyone. Thanks so much. Oh, thank you. I just wanted to stay on to see your messages. Oh, thank you so much. We're going to be bringing more on this channel. I love you. Thank you. Oh, thanks so much. I'm just staying for the love right now. My inner child is staying for the love. We're soaking it up. Thank you guys. Oh, thank you. Yes, blessing be to everyone as we seal this. Okay, take care. Thank you so much.